One of the most common questions that success coaches get are, what classes can I take while taking ELL courses? And I'm here to answer that question for you today in this video. However, one of the most important things to learn before we start talking about what classes you can take are how you know you can take those classes. And that starts with prerequisites. A prerequisite is a class you need to take before the class you are looking at. So for example, you must take English 111 before you take English 112. The same thing for ELL. You must take ELL level 2 or test out of it before you can take ELL level 3. The majority of the courses at Bunker Hill Community College do require you to complete the English language learner sequence. However, there are exceptions to this rule, and we're going to learn about that in this video. But for prerequisites, it's important to know what they are and where to look for them so that you know if it requires ELL or not. So when you look at a class on the course catalog or anywhere at Bunker Hill website, you'll see something very similar to this. This is a course description, as well as it will show you the available sections that are offered for that particular semester. So it's important to see right in this red box what prerequisites are. So you'll see right here for College Writing 1, English 111, you do need to complete English 095, and this is another way to write ELL 103. Take a look at our overview of the ELL course sequence to understand why this is. And you'll see here for English 112, you must complete English 111 with a grade of C or better. So for any course that you look at on your program of study, it will let you know on the course if you need to take something beforehand. And this is something that I want to review with you as a whole in terms of our developmental course sequence, because you'll see right here in our overview of our ELL video, you'll able to understand this more. But it's important for you to also know that math is probably the #1 answer that I tell all students who are in ELL, because the only prerequisites that are required for math courses is to take the placement test. There's no English requirements in our math courses. So you'll see right here, for example, depending on what your program of study is, will change which section of math you need to take. So for example, if you are a psychology major, you would more likely be in this top section here. But STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. So if you're a math major, you're very likely to require more math classes. Same thing with engineering, biology, things along that nature. So depending on how you do on the placement test will dictate what sort of math classes that you can take. And how you take that is going to be at this website right here, bhcc.edu/assessment. You should be able to find out how to sign up for the test there. But my #1 answer for any student who is in an associate's degree program is to take the math placement test, because you can take this at any ELL level, and all associate degrees require at least one college level math class. So you'll see right here, these classes, they do not count towards your degree, but they do help you succeed in taking college level math classes, which is in the color here. Our last sequence right here is culinary arts. So if you are in a culinary arts major, you have this specific math class that you have to take, and it does not apply to any other majors. So some other courses that you can take, Usually, so you want to find the courses where you meet the prerequisite requirements. So sometimes that's ELL level 2, or there's no prerequisites at all. And depending on what you are studying, you should be able to find some of those classes. But there are some majors that will not have those classes for you. So it really depends on what you are studying. And like I said before, these classes that you can take usually have no prerequisites at all or only require ELL level 2. And the vast majority of the classes are general education requirements. Be sure to contact your success coach if you want to learn more and make sure that they count towards your major. And just to summarize, here are actually some really popular classes that are very common and apply to most majors. Like I said before, any college level math course should count towards your general education requirements and your major. But you'll see right here there's a class called Acting 1 and Group Dynamics that could also count towards your general education electives and don't have any prerequisites at all. Same thing with oral communication. So please, please, please talk to your success coach if you're interested in taking more courses outside of ELL.